I want to stay in New York, but that don't happen. So like I said, I need to move on.
I am honored. I'm humbled, and I'm pretty damn excited.
Last time Bobby Valentine was struggling for words there. That Bobby Valentine, of course, and Jose Reyes, just two of a whole host of big names that found new homes during baseball's busy offseason. And locally, the Yanks and the Mets dealing with two very different sets of expectations in the season that kicks off this week. So what can we expect from the Bombers and the Amazons? Well, Files One sports anchor Rich Barrabi, he'll have the answers to those questions and more. And he's set to host Files One's 2012 baseball season preview show. Comes up immediately following this program, and he's kind of to join us now. You got a lot you're going to cram into a half an hour, aren't you?
Yeah, no question about it. We'll hear from the likes of Mark Teixeira, Curtis Granderson on the Yankees side. On the Mets side, David Wright, Daniel Murphy. Big questions in both camps. We will dive into that. We'll have Art Stapleton from The Record will join us. Adam Kaufman from Fios One Sports will join us. Lot to talk about. We'll also go around the league and talk about some of the other big moves. Albert Pujols going to the Angels, Prince Fielder to the Tigers. So a lot to talk about as we get ready for this season.
A lot of people here felt really bad for you that he had to spend a week and change down in Florida at Port St. Lucie in Tampa. And let's start off with the Mets here. What'd you find? Because most of the questions this offseason, Rich, were, could they afford to make payroll? Would the Wilpons still own the team with the whole Madoff affair? It seems, at least, like at this point, it's going to be a manageable number they'll be able to pay, but there'll be consequences for the payroll.
There'll be consequences for the payroll, but when we went down there, nobody wanted to talk about that. Everybody was tired of hearing it for the past year. And I thought David Wright was very candid with us, and you'll hear some of that coming up later on. Wright, a lot of the players there in camp talked about their underdog role. Wright wasn't having any of it. He says the only thing that brings a team together is winning. He didn't want to hear about underdog T-shirts or any of that, and I think that all comes down from the culture that Terry Collins has instilled with the Mets.
On the flip side, in Tampa, it was a rather quiet offseason for the Yankees. They made some moves, made a big trade here, but mostly with younger players, and we'll see over the years how that pans out. Still some rotation questions, but largely the team we saw last year is the team we're going to see this year with a few more arms.
Yeah, a lot of veterans back here and a lot of depth in that starting rotation, as you said. Now, Pineda, who, of course, they made the big trade for, will start the season on the DL. But it's funny because when we were down in the spring, Andy Pettitte was there as an instructor, and everybody was asking him, do you think about coming back? He was very candid as well, and he said, do I think I could still do it? Yes. But he said he wasn't coming back. Well, that changed pretty quickly.
Absolutely.